Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Civilization Sunday. I'm Scott with the Get Dangerous crew, and if you tuned in normally expecting to see me playing Civ 6 or Beyond Earth, I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a little bit of a different video. You can see my setup is a little different. I am going to watch through the Civilization 7 official gameplay showcase video that came out yesterday on August 20th, and just kind of weigh in with my thoughts and feelings. I saw it happen live, but now I want to take some time to look back through it and really talk things through. I made a couple of notes the first time through, but I know I missed stuff. So without further ado, let's get dangerous. All right. Oh, camels.
The dawn of a new age.
Is that
The age of antiquity.
Brienne of Tarth?
Where
Is that Gwendolyn
humanity
Christie?
begins to take its first steps into the annals of history.
Oh, I like this.
The great pharaoh.
Oh, what is this? Okay. Right away, we're getting... Okay, so plus 30% towards constructing pyramids. So that's a world wonder. And then we've got... Oh, this is some new bonuses. And we get Hatshepsut. So that's really cool. Okay, and it's got her here as cultural and economic. Those are like
leads the civilization
leader traits.
of ancient Egypt. Among the arid desert lands and a winding
Ooh.
river, the seeds of our people are rooted in sand and water.
I like the UI
To discover what
look.
treasures and dangers lie beyond, a brave scout begins to survey and map the surrounding lands.
Are we getting
As our population
cliffs
grows,
in the land?
a new granary is built to store food for hungry mouths. Its location decided, a new district is formed.
Oh my gosh, that looks awesome. Okay, I know I'm gonna be annoying. This is really cool. Okay, so instead of just throwing down a little building on the tile, we get a whole little district. I like districts, but we get this whole district that kind of helps to support that industry. I really like how this looks. I think this is going to end up leaving some really cool looking cities once you get them all fleshed out.
Begins. With more food available, our people look to make improvements to the land. An ancient fruit ripe for cultivating.
Okay, so add
spotted.
dates. Oh, that just looks so cool.
More sustenance for our citizens, and their sweetness will make the people happy.
Yeah, plus to
plantation
happiness
is constructed to harvest this valuable resource.
That just looks so awesome.
Over time, our city continues to grow as more urban and rural developments spring forth.
I'm really liking the
pursue
look.
Advancements in technology to serve the needs of our people. Breakthroughs in irrigation further.
Okay, so we did irrigation tech here. So you're getting a bonus to food and then additional bonuses for coastal lakes and navigable river terrain. Okay, so navigable river, that is new, I believe. And then +1 food for each adjacent wonder antiquity food building. That's a lot. Okay, so she said age of antiquity, so that sounds a little different from the eras that we're used to, but I'm sure we'll learn more about ages as we get into it. I like this.
On our food production.
Oh, wait. What did that say? +1 settlement limit?
And rural developments spring forth. We pursue advancements in technology to serve the needs of our people. Breakthroughs in irrigation further enhance our food production.
That's a +1 settlement limit.
Unlocks our ability to traverse the nearby waters.
Okay, so settlements seem like a new
to
thing.
journey further and expand our empire.
Oh,
With
I
a
like
deft
it.
hand, our scout travels along a navigable river. Their tenacity is rewarded with the discovery of a breathtaking series of waterfalls.
Okay, that is beautiful.
This natural wonder of the world attracts the imagination of our people and brave settlers begin the long trek to claim new land for the Egyptian Empire.
Okay.
A new town is established near the majestic falls. A town starts from humble beginnings and is initially used to gather nearby resources.
Okay.
Perhaps in the future, this town will grow large enough to specialize and gain its own identity as a city.
So they said, like it said, +1 settlement, which we'll figure that out. But then it looks like they're differentiating a little bit between towns and cities. So this is kind of making me think of like in Civilization Beyond Earth, where you don't just go found a settlement, like, or you don't just go hit go and then you have a new city, right? It has to go through like 10 turns as an outpost, during which time it's pretty vulnerable. Like if you have an outpost, it can be captured, and with the right text, it can be flipped. But this is really cool. I like the idea that you're going to make a settlement that is kind of resource oriented. And then once it's become, got its own, like she said, identity. And the navigable river thing, that looked like a scout was going down the river. So I know there was some questions about whether it would be for trade only, but if regular units, or maybe, I don't know, scouts are considered combat unit, can go down. That sounds like fun for my Viking conquests.
Our expansion does not go unnoticed.
Oh.
A foreign scout is spotted, revealing the existence of a nearby independent power.
Okay. So my background is in anthropology. That's what I did for school before I got into the real world stuff. I love this reframing. So we saw this a little bit in Civ 6, where there was an option to have kind of clans instead of barbarians, right? Which is a really rough word to refer to people. And so the idea that you would have these like independents that could eventually settle and become their own city-state. I really like this idea. It's a gentle reframing of it. It's free, right? It's just, you change one word out, 2 words out, and it makes a big difference. This looks interesting, though. Befriend, give them some money, right? Engage in some trade. Or independent, incite a raid. So that is kind of interesting. I wonder how that will play out. These dudes are advanced, though. I mean, that's like metal armor. This is not antiquity so much.
Initial hostilities are tempered over time, as friendly relations begin to form. And peace does not dampen our ambitions.
Oh.
Our people strive forth to create great wonders the world has never seen before.
I love that progress over time, showing
as we continue to
the wonder
expand
get
and
built.
explore the continent, we encounter new civilizations.
Okay.
They are eager to engage in a bartering of
So,
ideas
Ashoka.
and goods. Trade routes are established.
Okay. Since I've been playing Civ Beyond Earth lately, and I am so frustrated with the diplomacy aspect there, this looks really, really cool. And I love that action of, I love how they have it broken out, right? Treaties, endeavors, sanctions, and espionage. I like the idea of moving espionage into here. And I really like that. It looks like it's starting early in the game. Versus it kind of being a mid-game thing where you get espionage. So this whole idea, what is this? Military infiltration, success chance 100%, reveal chance 50%. So like you send one of your people over and they kind of fall in with the military there, and then they can give you military secrets. I love that. And I love this idea of improve trade relations. So it increases the number of trade routes established with this other civilization by 1. That's just great. That's like kind of like sending an envoy, right? And getting that initial level of espionage. This is really cool.
Natural access to each empire's resources. But our rapid growth does not go unnoticed. Our neighbors' ambition.
Okay, the graphics here is a little rough, a little cartoony, but I like this idea of facing off. One of the things I will say that I've loved about Beyond Earth is getting to see my leader a lot. Whereas in like Civ 6, you only in diplomacy screens you only ever see the other leader that you're talking with. So I kind of like this. It's got a little, it's like a fighting game coded. I'm waiting for the like to brawl. There we go.
Setting us on a collision course. War
Okay.
is no longer avoidable.
Okay, we're going into war. Ooh.
A great army is raised, led by formidable
I
commanders.
like this
who spur
multiple
our
units
forces
in a
quickly
single.
across the land.
Okay.
Spears.
This is like not real time, but like I like that it's ongoing combat. That it's not two people like standing there and then they fight and then they do nothing while the other turns happen and then they fight. This looks really cool, having it kind of ongoing.
Arrows make way for iron swords and armor.
Right, you would just select each one
The
and
battles
attack.
are fierce. We
I
emerge
like this.
victorious.
Oh, they sacked Roma.
But the challenges of this age have shaken our mighty Egyptian
Yes.
empire to its core.
It's so beautiful. Oh, the burning
The world
ships in the harbor.
changes. We feel the pages of history turn as the age of
Oh.
antiquity comes to a close.
Okay, so I wonder if they're still doing eras that are represented by tech and civics. Because, like, Age of Antiquity, that could be a long... I mean, there's a lot of tech going on in here. That's interesting. Okay, so the Age of Antiquity comes to an end.
A new age of human advancement approaches.
Oh.
The age of exploration.
So exploration is like a mid-game, which is... It's my favorite age to play in, or era to play in, where you have... Because I always like playing as seafaring civs, so... Okay, so it just goes antiquity. So we're skipping like Bronze Age, Iron Age, stuff like that, and going straight from antiquity to exploration.
A new age brings
Whoa, okay. I'm sorry. I'll put a link to the actual video so you can watch it straight. This... Okay, so choose your legacy. So you get... It looks like 5 thingies. And then it's like science, culture, military, trade. So this is like in the civics, right? You know, this is what this is kind of like is like a golden age, dark age, that sort of thing. So this is your legacy going into the next age based on your performance, I guess. So place a city, place a town. So there is a difference between city and town. Attribute. Maybe that's like your leader personalities. And then military. Okay, so gain a wall, gain army, ranged army, cavalry army. Okay, so you like move to the next age and then just like click boom. Gain economic civic for free, gain piety civic for free. Depending on how you want to go, I guess, on culture. And then capital upgrade or cash on standard speed. And then this is in tech, right? So science, cartography, machinery, astronomy. Okay. So maybe you get, well, we'll see if it shows 5 total things.
new challenges.
Oh, or this looks here like custom. So you could select a preset like maybe military oriented or maybe like based on the type of leader like autocracy or king or something. Monarchy.
New opportunities.
Okay.
New technologies to research. New resources to acquire.
Interesting. New resources.
New lands to
Okay.
explore.
I like seeing all 3 of them together.
If we are to take on the challenges of this new age, we must adapt and select a new civilization represent.
Oh wait, okay, so select a new civilization. So they're selecting, you can play as Aksum, Egypt, or Amina. And they're choosing Songhai, which is an economic and militaristic, and this is the historical choice. So bonus, trade routes, production to the tomb of Askia, gold bangles infantry, Tajiro, caravanserai. Okay.
Sent our empire.
So it looks like here you're starting as Egypt, and then as you move from the age of antiquity to the age of exploration, you're choosing, you're I don't want to say the word evolving, but you're evolving into another civilization. I mean, I guess like France of today was not France of 500 years ago, but there was no France, 1500, 2000 years ago, right? It would be like the Gauls or the Celts or something. So
One that is better equipped to take on the challenges of the exploration age.
okay.
This new civilization builds on top of its past legacy, and our actions in this age will
Ooh.
inevitably...
Okay, so that's an architecture change that we're seeing slowly, right? All this, like this blue is the theme here, but we're seeing the buildings starting to take on a new look.
influence a future yet to come.
Okay.
As we evolve, so too do our neighbors.
Okay.
The stage is set. A new age begins. Will you follow a path set by history? Or will you pivot and forge something anew?
Interesting.
What kind of empire will you make?
So it looks like
What
you're changing
strategies will you pursue?
ages.
The future is yours to create. In Sid Meier's Civilization VII.
Get civilized. Okay. Oh, we're gonna go into it. Introducing ages. Perfect. Okay, so this ages thing is interesting.
The journey of Hatshepsut, brought to life by our wonderful new narrator, Gwendolyn Christie, is just one potential path you can take in Civilization VII. This is made possible by our biggest new feature, ages. Ages are inspired by a transformational idea for Civ, that history is
So we
built
have
in
antiquity
layers.
and the exploration.
This idea
and then
is a way of understanding how civilizations have
how many
grown,
do you think we're gonna have?
changed,
5?
and evolved over time.
Think of the first civilizations of the world as creating an initial foundation. As a civilization grows, new layers are added to that foundation in the form of things like technologies, schools of
right.
thought,
It was weird to
and
have
cultural norms.
to start as
At
America.
some point, civilizations faced with a crisis that defines their time must evolve. When that
Oh, they
happens,
say evolve.
These past layers don't disappear.
Okay. Oh, this is interesting. There's always a crisis, it looks like. You must select a crisis policy. Okay, so the age begins, and then this is presumably like like when does the game start? Like 4000 BCE or something? So does it go like, that's really okay. I'm wondering when the age of exploration happens. Miasma. We're going back to Beyond Earth with the miasma. Okay, so anyway, the age begins, and then we get to a crisis point. So some big thing happens, like a plague, right? Something like that, and then you select a crisis policy that goes here. Okay, so it looks like in this case they got sick, right? They got a plague or infected grain or something. They're all going to turn undead because Arthas has come back infected by Kel'Thuzad. And then they choose one of these ways to move forward. So healing cults or miasma, or they prosecute apostate. All right.
Instead, they now serve as a new foundation for the new civilization. As the cycle repeats, connecting the past, present, and future together.
So
instead of playing as one single civilization across
okay, that's my
age,
question.
you'll
You
evolve
change
your empire into a new civilization for each new age. one that is suited to take on the historical challenges of that time.
It feels a little like immersion breaking,
designed
though.
To be like a historical sandbox, as a way to really immerse yourself in that time. Almost everything inside an age is exclusive to that age. That includes things like which technologies and civics you can research, what resources are available to be gained, which independent powers surround you, to even things like gameplay systems and civilizations, all unique to that age.
Having unique civs for each age is something we're really excited about.
I'm not sure how excited I am.
Needed to be balanced across a game that spans all of history. This naturally resulted in things like late era civs being strong.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But weak early on. Now we can balance.
Okay, so I'm wondering if this is the same screen as before. It looks like this is maybe a standard, or this could be had some shit again. I will agree that there were definitely, like, America is a good example, because America is a relatively new country in the history of the world. And so having, like, Teddy Roosevelt gets a bonus P-51 Mustang, like, that's not super helpful for the first, 400 turns of playing or whatever.
The age itself. This means we can give every civ.
Okay, so we see this again. It's historical. Oh, I can highlight text in a video. Oh, that's weird. Go Apple. Okay, so historical choice. So that makes me think that when you get options, one of them would be the historical option. But then maybe others are based on your gameplay. Like if you were very, I don't know, warlike or very focused in trade or something like that, maybe you get different options.
Units and buildings.
I like that Navigable Rivers, though.
Powerful.
Ooh, train.
Having exclusive civs per age is also great for historical immersion. Every age feels like an epic showdown of some of the great powers of that time.
We'll have 3 ages for you to play. The Antiquity Age.
Okay, 3 ages.
When agricultural societies begin to cluster into urban centers, forming the foundations of the first civilizations. The Exploration Age. When the desire for precious commodities from distant lands spurs empires to stretch
Colonization
across
Age.
great oceans. And the Modern Age. A period of incredible technological growth and global conflict, where mankind goes from the development of the steam engine to the splitting of the atom. Every age can be played on its own, or woven together into a full campaign.
Okay, so you could play just an antiquity game. This is going to be really interesting because they have to find a balance here between, like, they did such a good job switching barbarians to independence, right? But, like, I lived in South Africa for a while. So, like, Zulu people, like Shaka Zulu obviously is not still around. People are not walking around with spears and shields. But, like, there are still Zulu people. Like, they speak Zulu, speak isiZulu. That's still a big part of their culture. So, how do they evolve if they're going to maybe have Zulu as one of the early ages, because those people have been around for thousands of years? Or like, how does Europe work? We have Rome. Does Rome become England because of Londinium and like all of that? Or does Rome become Italy, which is not necessarily, I don't know. I'm very curious to see how this works. Okay, and like, how does this work for like New World countries? Are we going off of geography? Are like the Shoshone people going to become the United States? Because that gets rough. Like I could see Aztec and Inca becoming like Mexico, but that would be a new civilization, and that only happens through colonization. So
in past games, civs
that's
and
going to
leaders
be
were always
tricky.
tied together and came as a package deal.
They're really going to
Agendas,
focus on colonization, I
abilities,
think.
units, and more. With civs being exclusive to ages, we're excited to introduce a new innovation for leaders. For the first time in franchise history, leaders are now selected independently from civilizations. You can now
But like within a range, right? Because again, Teddy Roosevelt being the leader of France or something would be really weird. Napoleon being the leader of Australia would be really weird.
And match unique parts of different civs and leaders,
but you see this
all new strategic combinations.
Cultural, economic, cultural, militaristic.
Spirit of experimentation. For players who want to stick to more historical pairings, a useful indicator will appear on the Civ selection screen.
Okay.
We're also taking the opportunity to expand who we consider to be a leader in Civilization VII.
Okay, so I do like the idea of that they've done in the past where there have been like one, like let's say like France, right? And you can choose Napoleon, you can choose Medici, like there's different options there. I like that idea, having like Lincoln or Roosevelt or, you know, Washington or someone as the leader of America, for example. I think that's cool. And they each have their own bonuses and traits. But this...
continue to have traditional heads of state, such as Hatshepsut.
Okay.
But we're also excited to have new leaders in areas such as philosophy,
religion,
science, and more.
Having leaders stay the same across ages helps bring a sense of who you're playing against in Civilization VII. It also...
Okay, so we can mix and match our leaders, but then that's your leader for all time. Okay. This is going to be an interesting ask. They're asking us to buy into a few different weird concepts.
The opportunity to keep the theme of evolution going. As your empire evolves from one age to the next, it's important that your leader grows as well.
Oh. This is straight up Beyond Earth right here. Look at this. Cultural, diplomatic, economic, expansionist, militaristic, scientific. That is one of the weird traits in Beyond Earth that I like, is that you could evolve your leader themselves. Interesting.
All leaders now have attributes that can further specialize their skills.
Okay.
These attributes can be gained
build
in a
new
variety
statue.
of
Oh,
ways,
it's like
from
quests.
Completing narrative events to rewards for researching certain technologies and civics. Overall, leaders are getting a huge upgrade. They're more powerful, more varied, and more strategically interesting than ever. We cannot wait for you to discover your new favorite leader in Civilization VII.
I mean, I get having a leader who has conquered or been a leader of multiple places
when one age
be an option,
and you begin
but
an age transition, it is an incredibly exciting moment. You'll select a new civilization to represent your empire in the new age.
I'm gonna need to see this
parts of your past Civ to carry forward into the new one. And the game map literally expands, filled with new independent powers to befriend, new resources to acquire,
but
new
bigger
discoveries to be made.
More tiles? I like that.
During an age transition, there are a few factors that determine which Civ you can evolve into. This
Okay.
includes any historical connections between your previous and future Civ, your choice of leader, and even certain gameplay decisions that you made in the past age.
Okay, that's fun.
Every Civ plays differently.
All right, so okay, so Aksum is the recommended Civ for Hatshepsut, not Egypt?
Across your game, you might want to stay as true to history as possible, only selecting Civs that have historical ties to each other.
Okay. So Egypt becomes Mongolia if they have lots of horses? I don't know how I feel. And Songhai, like, why doesn't Egypt? Well, I don't know. I'm skeptical about this. It's a new concept. It seems kind of cool, but I am gonna be skeptical about how it works.
Or
because
you
this
might switch to Civs that fit your
is
strategic
just
needs.
gonna be really weird.
There are so many possible paths to explore, so many different choices you can make. The potential for strategy in Civilization VII is nearly endless.
Like Egypt becomes Aztecs becomes Australia.
Something we hear often from players is about how when you play a game of Civ, you forget the world around you.
True.
Video
I have to set a
games,
timer
more
for
than
myself.
Any other medium have this ability to completely immerse you in another universe. Whether it's through art, music, cinematic moments, or language, our goal is to bring your
I have
Civ
loved
world
that
to life.
in Civ 6, everyone speaks in their native language.
Right is critical. So it's important to make sure we are capturing that through our art style.
The art style does look cool. It's very diorama.
In museums, especially in the diorama sections. And being able to walk by and see these little miniatures that aren't moving, but there's a story told in them, was something that I always found intriguing. Technology changes every time we put one of these games out, and
it definitely feels like a game board.
And we're at a spot
with the tiles and stuff.
We've just got a lot of tools and a lot of
look
power
at how rich that is.
The entire world of Civilization. We're hoping that the players can look into this game, see the diametric detail on this, and tell their own stories that they've never told before. Everything is going to fit together in such a different way than it has in the past from Civilization, and I think it's going to give you a much more realistic version of the simulation that you're trying to create. We took a lot what we learned in Civ 6 and learned from that, trying to open up some more spaces and everything.
Diversity of the landscape.
We adjusted the tone from 6 a bit, and I think it's what our fans are looking for, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun for them. It's something that nobody else is doing, and nobody but Firaxis can do.
I'm wondering if my computer can handle it. That's going to be interesting.
I think players will love how combat looks. We greatly expanded the variety of units in Civ 7. Units now constantly engage one another.
Oh, yay!
You'll see and hear the clashing of swords and steel.
That's awesome.
Units have a higher level of fidelity than ever before. Everything from the little parts and pieces and details on the armor set to the entire representation of a whole army on a battlefield.
Right, if you've got 6 different fights going on, having them all going.
This is the one. It has the look.
This dude's got a smirk.
Firaxis takes its representation of different cultures in Civ 7 very seriously. Language is a critical part of civilization. It's how people tell their story.
I hope that they polish these models up a little bit.
This is important because we are trying to teach through this game, and it's important to our players. They want to see their cultures represented correctly.
I love the diversity of the mountain ranges.
In many cases, some players have never seen their cultures represented anywhere else. It brings great pride and joy to be able to see themselves included in the history of the world.
Music also plays an important role in bringing out the spirit and essence of each civilization. Every civ has its own theme, and we're excited to share that Chris Tin, who composed the Grammy Award-winning theme Baba Yetu for Civilization 4,
he's awesome,
and the main theme for Civilization 6, is returning for Civilization 7, and we cannot wait for you to hear it.
Very awesome. It sounds like it's going to be a rich
just an
listening experience.
Look at what's to come in Civilization 7. We have so much more to share, from gameplay deep dives to first looks at new leaders and civilizations, to what you can expect from Civ 7 post-launch.
I wonder how many new leaders we're getting.
Sid Meier's Civilization 7 releases on February 11th, 2025, and is available to pre-order today.
Of course it is.
Players who pre-order Civilization 7 will receive the Tecumseh and Shawnee pack.
Ooh. Okay, that's the type of model quality that I'm looking for. Tecumseh and Shawnee is in the pre-order. Oh, deluxe and founders editions. Oh my god. How much is...
If you haven't already, be sure to create a 2K account and sign up for our Civ newsletter.
I have a 2K account. I got my cat.
Doing so will unlock
they made Napoleon look short.
persona for Napoleon in Civilization 7.
Okay.
And as a special thank you, if you use that same 2K account to play Civ 6, you'll automatically unlock Napoleon's revolutionary persona
Red
in
skin.
Civ 7. Check out our website
Fortnite.
at civilization.com for full details, and be sure to follow Civ for all the latest.
We hope you enjoyed this first look at Civilization VII.
Oh, it's the president.
The entire team at Firaxis has been working very hard to make sure we deliver a game that gives you more reasons to take just one more turn.
As we welcome Civ VII into the Civ family, I think back to the legacy of Civilization. The 30 years.
Oh my gosh, I remember this.
Development, refinement,
Civ 3,
iteration, exploration
4,
of the millions of players that have contributed, of the billions of hours that have been played.
No Civ 2 footage.
So proud to be here for this moment, welcoming Civ 7 into the family.
Well, the intro trailer thing makes more sense now.
2025 isn't too far away. We're excited to be taking this journey with you.
Build something you believe in. Okay. So, I'm excited, right? Obviously, I love Civilization. I've been playing Civ since Civ 2, which somehow they didn't showcase in that little spat of video footage. That was funny. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. I love that it's launching everywhere at once. But I wonder, because they say it's like on Steam, does that mean it's going to be on Mac? Am I going to be able to play day one, or am I going to have to play through GeForce Now? On the Switch. I've never played Civ on the Switch. I have Civ 6 on my iPad, though. I'm excited. I obviously have questions. Hopefully stuff will get revealed more as time goes on, and we learn about how this age-to-age transition is. I am very curious what the options are available. Like, I want to learn as I play, but also I want to see a big table that says, if you start as China, you can evolve into, like, and it's kind of weird when you've got these civilizations that have been around in a form for a very long time. So I would hate it if they were insensitive and made it like China's evolved into Japan. Like, that's obviously not true. Japan is still around, China's still around, Korea is still around. They're 3 distinct cultures. So I don't know. I'm very curious how they're going to address colonization and new cultures that exist today because of colonization, such as a lot of Central America and North America is heavily colonized. Parts of Africa, like all of that. How are they going to handle the different leaders? I do like the idea of having different leader options as long as they're grouped. Like, again, I don't want Abraham Lincoln leader of the Zulus. Like, that seems inappropriate. But if they have, Kublai Khan, Genghis Khan, like they did before, or like I said, Medici or Napoleon or Augustus Caesar, Octavius Caesar, like, that seems fine to me. And I could see how someone like an Alexander the Great could be a leader in lots of different civilizations because he conquered so many, or Genghis Khan, right? There was so much involved there. I am going to be very curious to see what the lists of civs are between the different ages, because, like, if you go to Age of Exploration, like Portugal and France and England, like, they were part of the Age of Exploration. So do they show up at that time period, or do they not show up until modern? Or is it like I don't know, is it the British Empire in Age of Exploration, then it becomes England or something? Like, I'm very curious. I want to know more. I want to learn more. So anyway, thank you so much for sticking around. This has been a weird episode to do, but I really appreciate your time. I hope that the pause and comment wasn't too jarring. I'll put a link to the actual video in the description here so you can go and watch it. It's 25 minutes, so you can watch it without my commentary and make up your own decisions and choices. But anyway, I'll probably do a couple more of these as they release more over the next several months. This is 6 months away. I'm very excited. I will obviously be pre-ordering, but we'll see what happens. So thank you so much for staying around, for tuning in. If you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. This is not our typical content. It's normally gameplay videos, but I appreciate you being here nonetheless. Thanks, everybody. Take care.